A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much once more for allowing us into your lunchtime space. My name is Patricia Lukoma-Mpanga, and this is your lunchtime news. Now straight away into the bulletin. The Uganda Law Reform Commission, in exercise of its mandate to revise and update the statute book, has launched the 7th revised edition of the Principal Laws of Uganda. It consolidates all acts of Parliament from independence up to the 31st of December 2023.
The mobile application, formally launching the mobile app and the web version of the 7th edition of the Laws of Uganda. And now it's official, and congratulations.
The amendments are not necessarily about a new act or an old act. It could just be sections of the law. For example, the Financial Institutions Act has been amended 3 times. Now, all those since 2010. So all those amendments have been corrected. The Local Government Act has been amended 8 times. The Land Act has been amended severally. So now we have consolidated all those amendments, and now when you look at the new laws of Uganda, all those amendments are in there. So it's difficult to say which particular one you'll be dealing with, but it's several. What I can say is that it's important and incumbent on all the law book users to appraise themselves with these new law books.
The 7th revised edition does not alter or amend the substance of any enactment. The revision exercise that we have undertaken has enabled the tidying up of the statute book, thus delivering on the order of the Honourable Attorney General to the Commission and living up to our mission, which is to make Uganda Law Reform Commission the first port of call for timely reform, update and dissemination of laws in line with the social, cultural and economic needs and values of the people of Uganda.
By the powers entrusted in me under the Law Revision Act 2020, I have by statutory instrument appointed the first day of July as the commencement date of the 7th revised edition.
Now, in the oil and gas sector, with government pinning its hopes on the oil and gas sector to propel the nation's future, a crucial question looms. Can this sector bridge the persistent gap of unemployment and poverty, particularly among the country's youth?
Experts have emphasized the urgent need to equip young people with the necessary skills to participate meaningfully in the burgeoning oil and gas industry.
And the entire energy industry, those who are not in this room, how do we define that next 100 years, not just of this university, but this country, our continent, Africa, and the world at large? And I think that challenge is on us, that we can walk out of here being like what Mother Teresa says, a pencil in the hand of God, writing our own history. And I think that starts with all of us and how we view energy and how we are going to change.
The optimism is fueled by the fact that over 10,000 young Ugandans are already directly employed in the gas and energy sector. As far mineral discoveries are made, the prospect of even more skilled youth finding employment brightens.
Of our industry calls on us to really look at what we want to define as Uganda. Uganda has not just played a key role in Africa, but also plays a key role in shaping our energy futures. And you have that, listening to all the discussions today and the advice that comes from there. I am so proud.
The conference also served as a springboard for students to gain valuable insights into the sector and understand the specific skill sets required to thrive in this dynamic field.
That Tilenga and Kingfisher and ECOP are not the only oil and gas projects of Uganda. PAU can tell you there are other projects that are at exploration phase, and those are also progressing well.
If there was a way the Ministry of Education, unfortunately we don't have a representation, could find a way of integrating energy-related issues into the school curriculum. Yes, we have surface level knowledge. We know electricity, where it comes from, there is biomass and what. But if you have seen the approach that has been taken as far as environmental preservation is concerned, vis-a-vis the school curricula.
Waited for jobs, he went to the other side. Why? Because now UPIC has the international certifications. It means you can work anywhere, as my colleague said, Tanzania, Kenya, and so on. So you need to use this as a platform also to look the other side. Do not get very disappointed that you are not among the 14,000. 14,000 is good enough.
According to analysts, prioritizing youth education and fostering targeted skills development programs, Uganda can position herself to leverage its energy sector as a catalyst for reducing unemployment and propelling the nation towards a more prosperous future. Mary Namkose, Joseph Muyingo, UBC News.
Thank you very much there, Mary Namkose. Now, the Deputy Inspector General of Government, Dr. Patrick Okereya, urged Ugandans to live a life of legacy with a significant impact on the community rather than focusing solely on wealth creation. She delivered this message while officiating at a launch of an inspirational and motivational book titled Rebellious Hope, authored by Jane Kaberuka.
The Lesson Psychiatry Report of 2023 shows that 32% out of the total population of Uganda are affected by mental illness following the trauma and depression experienced by Jane Kaberuka after she got an accident. There was a gap and loss of hope which prompted her to write a book entitled Rebellious Hope.
Life is not really miserable. I would allow you just a small glimpse in my life. Yes, I know my life definitely to an outsider looks extremely difficult. How do I live with excruciating pain every day for the last 37 years and I still smile and I'm still happy. I'm not angry, I'm not resentful. I mean, who can do that? Every day for 37 years, there is no single day that I'm not in pain. And nerve pain is especially a very difficult pain. There is nobody who can understand it unless they have felt it.
She is optimistic that this book will inspire the world and will yield fruitful results.
They really don't understand the magnitude of the pain I live with. But I thank God for His grace. He never allows us to carry a cross which He cannot give us the grace to carry and the strength, and He has given me those. It will educate people.
The book launch was graced by the Deputy IGG, Dr. Patricia Achano-Kiria, who urged Ugandans to leave a significant, impactful life to communities.
See Jane able to write. She is a think tank. She is a knowledge hub. And her knowledge is spreading out and touching our lives in different ways. So the concept of being crushed but not broken basically signifies the idea that God can ultimately bring beauty out of ashes and even turn our mourning into joy.
The family and friends of the author had this to say.
Anyone needs to take, you need to read, but you need to read something that has got value, that will improve your knowledge.
But I mean, I hope this book will inspire others, to also overcome their own challenges and obstacles in life.
Among the books written by the author are Has God Forgotten Me? It's Natural Darling, Cherished Grass Window, and Silent Patience, Into the Light. In attendance was the former IGG, Irene Mulyagonja, Judge Jotham Tuwesije, among other delegates. Susan Nabugude compiled this report for UBC News.
Indeed, very inspirational. Now, a little bit into publishers. They are urging government to allocate a larger budget to the Ministry of Education for the purposes of printing more textbooks and reading materials for the educational institutions. They believe the current allocation of 4.9 billion Ugandan shillings in the 2024-2025 budget is insufficient to make a significant impact on the education sector.
Uganda has around 50 publishing companies and the government through the Ministry of Education, which provides them with annual support. However, publishers urge that the 4.9 billion Ugandan shillings allocated to the Ministry of Education in 2024 to 2025 budget is too minimal to meaningfully contribute to the education sector, especially primary schools. This concern arose during the launch of a collaborative effort between Longhorn Publishers and Book Drive Store to print books specifically for younger learners.
Storytelling in enhancing the outcomes in early childhood education. The Book Drive is a young company, it's a startup that is looking at changing the landscape of storybook publishing. Longhorn is bringing a host of experience, spanning over 62 years in the publishing business, to help this young startup come up with creative ways that will see us grow the education sector in Uganda.
Coordinating the books right away from the production, the writing, the editing, the illustrating, and up to the point where they go to Longhorn, because after doing all that, then we share to Longhorn where they'll do the distribution and the marketing in Uganda and in the whole of East Africa.
The Ministry of Education and Sports applauded the collaboration between Longhorn Publishers and Book Drive Store, stating that it will significantly enhance the reading culture among students.
Think to the senior 4 and senior 6. Therefore, you have picked on a very significant area which we have been grappling with as a country.
The current pupil-to-book ratio in Uganda ranges between 1 to 4, falling short of the recommended ratio of 1 to 1.
Now, Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amonge, has revealed that government will launch 5 banks under the GROW project. These banks will provide women entrepreneurs with financial loans at relatively low interest rates to help them grow their businesses.
Micro, small and medium enterprises play a significant role in the country's economic growth, contributing immensely to its overall industrial development. In Uganda, micro, small and medium enterprises have been instrumental in boosting financial inclusion for women by empowering young female entrepreneurs and promoting equal access to finance and markets. Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amonge, emphasized the government's commitment to supporting these women to help them grow their businesses.
Under the GROW, which is our project in Ministry of Gender, which is supporting women entrepreneurs, we are going to be supporting women to grow their businesses, to expand their businesses, and to do that, women will have access to cheap loans. We are going very soon to launch a loan which is not beyond 10% per annum. In the next 2 weeks, we will be announcing the banks that will be providing. We have already paid services for certification for women businesses with UNBS for registration of companies, to support formalization of businesses with URSB. We have partnered with NADS, with Dairy Corporation, with the Export Promotion Board, all those to support women.
She commended Ugandan youth for their innovative ventures, which are holistically driving businesses forward.
But you see that how youth are innovative. You go to TikTok, you go to Instagram, they are selling all sorts of things. But they are not traveling to pick them. They are going, you can see how people use their brain, how young people are using innovation. And by the way, in the next 5 to 10 years, I don't think you're going to find people which who will now be going so much into going to look for these things. People are now online, and Ugandan youth have taken it, and they are moving, and me, I'm so impressed.
The head of cooperation at the European Union delegation to Uganda highlighted the EU's commitment to supporting Ugandan micro, small and medium enterprises.
Standards that need to be met. So we are working with the Ministry of Agriculture. We are launching a new program, 8 million euros with Ministry of Agriculture to try to make Ugandan agricultural and especially horticultural products more qualified for European exports, because today we see that a lot of these products cannot enter the markets and there's huge potential.
It was noted that despite the numerous challenges therein, various women entrepreneurs have engaged in vibrant networking and collaboration activities to boost entrepreneurship and build resilient supply chains. Mary Namkose, UBC News.
It's time for us to take a short break, but do not go away. We'll return with more news.
Amanya gange nze Namtebi Sharon nga nkolera wano wennyini Saka Kirombe oba Makindye. Empangula gye nawanguddemu ssente mbadde nga nkozesa mobile money nga nsindika school fees w'omwana ku ssomero. Okutegeera nti mpangudde, nze mutima neegambye nti kambalinde bamale okujja ndyoke nzikirize nti mpangudde. Kyannyinza okubagamba nti si byabafere, weewaawo abafere gye bali, naye ennamba eri emu yokka era bw'eba ekukubidde omanye eyo si yabafere. Mpulira bulungi nnyo era ndi musanyufu nnyo. Naye MTN mobile money mbebaza nnyo, mwebale nnyo, mwebalire.
Together we're unstoppable. Hey, business people of Uganda, the Ugandan National Lottery is here for you. It's the perfect opportunity to boost your business. Zimba your business by becoming an authorized Uganda National Lottery agent. By paying a security deposit of just 250,000 shillings, you will receive your very own Uganda National Lottery terminal, expert training from the pros themselves, and marketing materials to skyrocket your sales. And with a generous 5% commission on every ticket sold, the potential for earnings is limitless. Don't miss out. Act now and call us toll-free at 0800 33 44 33 to see if you qualify. Join us today and Zimba your business. Ituba Uganda is regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Hi, my name is Rachel Nduhutiri and I am a Ugandan actress and the winner of the Africa Monologue Challenge 2023. Now, thanks to your immense support, the Africa Monologue Challenge Season 2 is coming to Uganda between July 25th and August 20th. Africa Monologue Challenge is looking for passionate Ugandan storytellers to take part in a Pan-African short film that will showcase Uganda to the rest of the world. To be a part of this, all you have to do is weave a captivating narrative that captures Uganda's cultural heritage while fostering connections between 10 diverse individuals from 10 African countries. This short film will be shared to over 50 film festivals. Now, to find information on the AMC 2024 finalists, visit www.africamonologue.com. Please submit your short script, which should be 10 pages for a short film between 10 to 15 minutes, to africamonologue@gmail.com before 30th June 2024. Now, let's talk about rewards. The selected script will have the writer's full name in the end credits. You will get a chance to collaborate with amazing filmmakers from all over the world. You will get a small token for your creativity, and you remain with full ownership of your script. Let's work together to create a Pan-African film that will echo African stories throughout the world.
Always a pleasure to have you still connected onto our very own channel. Now, as we move ahead, Ugandans have been challenged to embrace helping the less privileged in society by joining charity organizations. This call was made by Irene Serianzi, the newly installed president of the Rotary Club of Kampala Lifestars.
Irene Seriazi, who works at the Uganda National Council for Science and Technology, was installed as the new president of the Rotary Club of Kampala Lifestars. The ceremony held in Kampala was a successful affair.
I will faithfully execute the office of the president of the Rotary Club of Kampala Lifestars, and that I will, to the best of my ability, support the district governor and the Rotary International, and that I will uphold the Constitution and the bylaws of this club. So help me God.
Ken Wycliffe Mugisha, the past governor for District 9213, officiated the installation and encouraged members to continue their commitment to helping others and offering hope.
As magical leaders and the irresistible presidents and Rotarians fail to give and contribute at least $100 in the year.
Seriazi highlighted several charity activities the club undertakes, including supporting women in slum areas who have children with special needs. Irene Seriazi takes over from Engineer Nsubuga Akram, who works for the National Water and Sewage Corporation. He was also recognized for his exceptional generosity and contributions to the club.
Giving to the Rotary Foundation because of the generosity and support from members like you. You've indeed inspired your club and you've guided it to greater heights. And we thank you for that commitment and passion in service. Congratulations.
Rotary is one of the world's largest service organizations with a core mission of serving others.
Indeed, as the Bible says, give and it shall be given unto you, shaken together and given back into your bosoms. Now, moving ahead, students from various secondary schools across Uganda showcase their innovative and sustainable business ideas at the 2024 Junior Achievers Company of the Year competition, putting the spotlight on the future of the country's young entrepreneurs.
This year's competition challenged high school students to develop creative business solutions that address environmental concerns. From plastic pavers and briquettes to air filters, the students developed innovations.
Now, the new curriculum is addressing some of these concerns, and these concerns in the new curriculum, we have 8 new vocational subjects, and the 8 vocational subjects has entrepreneurship as one. 2, we have agriculture, of course, agribusiness. We have music, dance and drama, physical education and sports, food and nutrition, technical drawing, technical design, art and design, fine art, ICT, depending, there are 8. But now, emphasis is on entrepreneurship.
Achievement runs the company program for students between the ages of 13 to 19, where they are able to ideate through and create a business idea, where they continue to trade and learn all the components of running a business. In working hard, trading, they've done their pitches at the regional expo. That's why we are here picking out the finalists from the regional expos to come and exhibit, and after that there will be the winner today will be representing us at the African Expo.
Our end as Junior Achievement Africa, they give us access to schools. We sign MOUs with the government, and by them giving us access to schools, we are able now to access the students, and we are able now to take our programs and teach them our curriculum so that we can have as many youth as possible empowered with entrepreneurship.
The Eco Dynamics Junior Achievers Company from Sacred Heart Secondary School, Chiterede, emerged victorious, taking home the coveted Junior Achievers Company of the Year title for their impressive eco-friendly business concept.
We have a project called Envision. Envision was started because we realized that there was just a lack of information and a lack of data, and it was causing countries to lose up to 10% of their GDP, which is a real statistic from the World Bank. Now, we've been able to integrate robotics and the SEA.
The high school Mukono. So basically what we have here is an air filter system, and the gaps we found in our environment is that we found out that one of the things that affects our environment, air pollution, whereby air pollution comes about when toxic fumes are released into the air, whereby when these toxic fumes are released into the air, we have conditions such as global warming happening. So to curb that, we invented an air filter system.
Brian Tumwinebiarohanga, Marion Awori, UBC News.
And on to the international scene, of course, just crossing over the borders, led largely by young Kenyans. The demonstrations that started last week in Nairobi spread nationwide. Political analysts now believe the protests could be the first step of Generation Z taking in a becoming power broker in the country's politics.
For decades, Kenya's political landscape has been characterized as tribal and old guard. But in recent weeks, the country has witnessed a remarkable uprising led by its young demographic, Gen Z. This generation is often overlooked when it comes to the affairs of the country and is described as apolitical. However, they are now showing their political activism, saying that the formalized ways of democratic participation have consistently failed to bring change.
Things are different now. Whatever they were used to before, they're always used to paying people to even protest. Nobody's paying us. We're out here on our own. We don't have a single leader. We are just here. And there's nothing more powerful than when a revolution is at grassroots level. Nobody's leading us here. So they need to change.
It began as an online outburst against the country's finance bill, what the youth say is an unjust financial tax burden, and later evolved into countrywide anti-government demonstrations.
The reason I'm here today is because I feel some of the taxation that has been put in the financial bill is not making sense. For someone like me, I just completed campus the other day. No job, there are no jobs in this country. Then you still want to tell me by the time I'm getting to 25 years, I have to pay 300 shillings just because I'm a Kenyan citizen. It doesn't make sense for me.
Social media platforms played a key role in organizing the protests. Hashtags flooded platforms, frequent online discussions were held, and posters circulated promoting the peaceful protests. Developers even created an internet-free USSD application to coordinate essential services such as medical assistance and legal support for those arrested.
There has been the fast and efficient mobilization of resources towards one cause. For example, even when some peaceful protesters were injured, resources were actually mobilized towards their treatment.
As this generation moves from digital activism to real-world action, their impact on the political arena is expected to deepen. Jin Keo, CGTN.
Well, that does bring us to the end of our lunchtime news. I hope to catch you once again at 8 and 10 o'clock. My name is Patricia Lokoma Mpango. A very good afternoon to you.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Haji Farouk Chirunda, the Deputy Press Secretary to His Excellence, the President of the Republic of Uganda, with deep sorrow, announces the death of his dear wife, Mrs. Gladys Aliinza, Mama Mandela, which occurred yesterday on 27th June 2024, following a fatal motor accident in Iluka district. Burial will take place on Sunday, June 30th, 2024, at Lambala Village, Irongo Sub-County, Luka district, starting at 11 a.m. Mourners using the Jinja Kamuli Highway should branch off on their right, while those using Jinja Iganga Highway should branch off on their left at Walugogo Valley near Iganga town. Informed His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, all leaders, colleagues, relatives, friends and in-laws. May her soul rest in eternal peace.
UBC, inspiring.